Hi, what's up, y'all? It's popping in. Today about to react to this video by Marcus titled Huge TikToker Angers Millions of People with Controversial Video. So in the thumbnail, it's two TikTokers that I like. I don't know their names, but I see them all the time on my TikTok. So I guess they're beefing. I guess something is going on. We're going to see what the tea is. Let's watch.
Before we start, I would just like to give a big thank
y'all go support.
There's plenty more you just for first video of it, so without further ado, let's give it a watch and see why people are so annoyed.
A brand not making your size in something does not give you grounds to talk shit and degrade the brand.
I mean, straight away in the first few seconds, you can kind of see why this has got such negative opinions. So yeah, this video that Leo uploaded is all about how brands make clothing for certain sizes, and that a lot of these brands don't make clothes for bigger people.
Brands are allowed to want a certain look and image with their products. They are allowed to make things for the people they want to make them for.
Okay, yeah, I mean, brands are allowed to make clothes for whoever they want to, right? There's nothing stopping them doing that. So as much as that is technically true, it is also true that people are allowed to have a problem with that if they have a problem with that, which is why...
Yes, people are allowed to have a problem with that and speak on that, and then people are also allowed to have an opinion about that as well. So we can keep going down the line, all right? So people can be like, okay, sure, that's your opinion. I think your opinion is ridiculous. You can be upset about whatever you want to be upset about. You can be upset that the fucking sky is blue, but I can then speak up and say, yeah, you're ridiculous. Sure, get upset. That's your prerogative, sure. Freedom of speech, but I'm gonna then have the freedom of speech to say that you're ridiculous. Because if they don't make clothes for you, then go somewhere that makes clothes for you. There are brands that only make clothes for men, only make clothes for children, only make clothes for dogs. Am I supposed to get mad at that too? If the shit ain't for me, it ain't for me. There are brands who only make clothes for overweight people. Are skinny people supposed to get mad at that too? Like, oh, that's a cute design. I want that. Why the fuck y'all only catering to the big people? It's just like, it's stupid.
I feel like this video definitely misses the mark. That'll become more clear as we
Really?
go through.
People are allowed to have preferences, and brands are allowed to create an image with what they want and have a specific type of person wear what they have. Not everybody needs to be catered to by everything and everyone.
And again, if people have a problem with that, they're more than allowed to have a problem with that. I mean, it's very clear why people have a problem with that, right? Clothes are something that you wear every single day. So if certain brands are making clothes that fit you, of course you could have a problem with that. And also on the other hand, if a brand is making clothes for certain sizes, right, that to me is not only pretty lazy, but also quite unimpressive from the brand, right? If you're...
What? I don't agree with that at all. There are so many things wrong with this. What? I'll let him continue.
Clothes only look good on like someone who would be like a stereotypical like beach model with like the perfect body. That's not really saying much about your clothes. But yeah, at the end of the day, the brands can do what they want, right? There's nothing stopping them doing what they want, the same way that people can have their opinions. The same way that Leo Skeppy can have his opinions right now, but people can also have a problem with them opinions. Like in this video, Leo seems to be pretty annoyed at people who have a problem with these clothing brands and how they run their businesses, whilst he also has a problem with them, so it just feels a bit ironic to me. But either way, we'll carry on watching.
I used to think clothes just weren't flattering. No, babe, the body wasn't fucking flattering. But a lot of brands don't make my size and a lot of shit still. And if a piece of clothing is not flattering on you, it doesn't mean the item or product is not flattering or is not good. It's not made for you.
Yeah, so this is where I feel like people started having a big problem with this video, because it doesn't just turn into brands can do what they want and make whatever they want, which is technically true. It kind of comes across as like a dig towards overweight people rather than talking about the brand itself.
Everybody's so sensitive about everything. How about you go somewhere and work on your self-esteem instead of trying to point at everybody and say, y'all are so fat phobic, y'all are terrible, oh my god, everybody's attacking fat people. How about you focus on building up your self-esteem and stop worrying about what other people are saying and taking offense to every fucking thing. Not everything is a dig. That's not how I took that at all. What? How is that a dig? He's just saying the truth. If I go and try on a shirt and it's not flattering because my titties is huge, I'm not about to be like, oh, this brand is trash. It's not for me. It's too small for my boob area. It is what it is. Or if I try on some shit and I'm looking kind of fat in it, I can't be like, oh, this brand is trash or y'all clothes are terrible. No, it's my body looks like So how is that fat phobic, or how is that a dig at all? It's just reality. And people get so upset when you speak the truth and they want to say you are this or you're that, you're this phobic, that. You can't speak the truth anymore and discuss what's happening in reality. Because if you do, then you are a horrible person.
Every single human being is very powerful. You have to be careful with where you put your attention and your focus.
Fatima, that's her name.
Your attention and your energy on what doesn't work for you, what is not made for you, and what brands don't want you to wear their fucking shit. You're never going to have mental space to think and look for and discover brands that are made for you. You can't keep focusing on what you don't want and find what you do want. Get your fucking attention off of the shit that's not for you and the things you don't like.
Yeah, the thing that confused me about this, right, is that we'll get to Leo Skeppy's newest video, because obviously this one was deleted. He released kind of like an apology video, more.
Oh my god, I wouldn't apologize for shit. I said what the fuck I said, and I meant what I said. What's the problem? I'm not taking no shots at nobody in particular. I'm speaking.
He meant, and he very clearly in that video says that he didn't want this video to come across the way that it is coming across. I don't see how he thought it would come across as anything different. Like, the way he explains his thought process in the newest video does not come across in this video in the slightest to me, and that'll become more clear later on.
A key point here: if my focus is nothing but stuck on the brands that don't make my size, I'm gonna feel nothing but frustrated, irritated, singled out, and pissed off. That's a waste of your energy. Being a human being is a very valuable experience, and it's a very precious thing. Don't waste your fucking time on the shit that's not for you. Don't let useless nonsense irritate you.
You know what, right? Like, if you take certain pieces of what he's saying, it could be considered like decent advice. Like, if you take certain parts, like if someone or something is doing something that you don't like, it's not worth your energy, right? Don't give them your energy. But a big part of this video does kind of feel like he's just sticking up for the multi-million-dollar brands rather than like people, you know, like customers, and it just feels a bit weird. Like, why are you sticking up for them?
Social media has a big fucking mental illness of its own, with contributing to people lacking perspective of what really fucking matters. Clothes not being in every single person's size is very, very minute and a very minuscule thing compared to what else is going on in the world.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there is horrible, horrible things going on in the world, but that doesn't mean that people can't be upset about stuff like this. And the way he's describing it, saying like, oh, it's just clothes. Yeah, fair enough, that could be his opinion. He might not care about fashion or just clothes in general, right? But a lot of people do. And a lot of people like to express themselves with clothing. It's just something that they're interested in. You might not be, you might be. But if you are one of them people who like to express themselves through clothing, and you see a piece of clothing that you like but it's not made in your size, of course you're going to have a problem with that.
Brands are allowed to do what they want. I'm not saying they're right or wrong for discriminating. They're going to do it. You bitching about it is going to do nothing but ruin your emotional state and your mental state. That's what I want to protect you from. I got to be a little harsh with you because I love you. But get your fucking focus off the shit that ain't for you so you can find what is.
Okay, so that was Leo Skeppy's video that was uploaded a few days ago. Obviously, it had a very negative reaction to the point that he deleted the video. Now, a lot of the comments on this video was tagging this TikToker right here called Feni with 2.3 million followers. The reason why I think they were tagging her is for a couple of reasons. People believe that Fenita and Leo were like good friends because they'd done videos together. Looking at Fenita's most recent video talking about this situation, it doesn't seem like they were really that close friends in the first place. They just made content together. But also Fenita is someone that has lost a lot of weight and has made content surrounding situations like this. She has made videos talking about these clothing brands that don't make clothes for certain sizes. So I guess a lot of people wanted Fenita's opinion. She says in this video that it's very obvious what her opinion is, but she's made the video anyways. It's on 2.6 million views, and yeah, this is what she said.
Let me tell y'all something. One, I'm known for standing on business. Two, if I made a video 48 hours ago defending and advocating for the plus size community, as I've been doing since I've lost weight and no longer am considered plus size, what makes you bird brain bitches think my mind has changed in the short span of 40 hours ago?
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? Fenita did upload a video before this one talking about pretty much the exact same situation with these clothing brands. Now the problem is, since Leo's original video has been uploaded, I can't see exactly when it was uploaded, like to the hour or to the day. So I don't know if that was made after Fenita's video. I've seen some comments saying that it seems like Leo's video is like a response to Fenita's video. Then some people said it's not, because Fenita's video was uploaded after, but I'm not 100% sure.
Second of all, stop making POC women pay for the crimes of what men say. Me and Drew didn't say the shit. Y'all know what the fuck me and Drew think. Me and Drew don't have to say it's dead ass wrong for y'all to know that it's dead ass wrong, especially when y'all already know what we think. Stop putting us on the cross.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a good point, right? Like I said, the comments were filled with people tagging her, being like, we need to know your opinion, we need to know your opinion. A few things with that. People should know her opinion if they watch her content. That's what I'm assuming anyways. I've only seen a few videos, but it seems like that is the type of content she has covered for a long time. So yeah, what she's saying here is that you don't need to bombard me with comments and try to like force me to do a video talking about it. Like, my opinions are pretty obvious on it. If I don't make a video about it, it doesn't mean that my opinions are different.
Fat phobia is rampant. It's not shocking when people are fat phobic. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gagged. Just like when y'all be saying the N-word. It don't be gagging me. That didn't gag me. Everybody's fat phobic. I'm not surprised that he said that. Like, what that's just is rooted into society. I don't know what you guys
How
want
is
me
it
to do.
fat phobic though to expect the world to bend for you when you are at an abnormal size? And that's the reality. I'm saying abnormal because that's not the majority. The majority are not super plus size. And when they're talking about clothes that aren't made for them, that they can't fit, if you can't fit in clothes from a lot of these brands, chances are you're like really overweight. Like, you're like morbidly obese pretty much. So to get upset because brands are not making clothes for the small minority of people, I don't think that makes a lot of sense. And I don't think you can call that fat phobic. Just from a business perspective, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Why would they cater to this small demographic? How is that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say she's very clear in the fact that she does not agree with Leo's video in the slightest. Now, of course, a big reason why people wanted Feni to talk about this is because they believed that Feni and Leo were like best friends, as she says in this video, or they were at least like good friends. Feni says that that's not really the case anyways.
And lastly, y'all use the term best friend super loosely. If my best friend seen them comments, she slapped the fuck out y'all. Stop calling everybody my friend. That's why nobody else is ever allowed to collab with me ever again in their life.
Yeah, so according to Feni, they weren't ever friends, they just made content together, which makes complete sense. I think when people see certain creators on video together, they just assume that that would be their best friend, and they don't have like friends off camera who don't want to be on camera. But yeah, I mean, I haven't seen all the content that they've made together. I don't know if it looked like they were really good friends or not. I did do a little search. I saw like a couple of like little TikToks they'd made together, but I don't know, maybe there was a lot more. But that now brings us over to Leo's new video where he addresses everything, and kind of an apology video, kind of not. I mean, you can watch it for yourself.
I deleted the video because it does the opposite of what I want to do. It made a lot of people feel unsafe with me, and that's the last thing that I want. So this is not going to be a sappy apology video and be manipulated.
I could never be this type of influencer. Fuck y'all, bro. I said what I said. That's my opinion. Like, I'm not trying to cater
anybody over.
This needs to be a safe space for you. It don't need to be a safe space for shit. This is a space for me to talk my shit and give my opinions about stuff. Is that not what he does? Because the videos that I've seen, that's what he's doing. He's like giving his opinions about stuff. And I've seen a couple workout videos from him and like showing what he eats and stuff like that. So why does it need to be a space for people to feel safe and for you not to offend? So you have to like walk on eggshells and not, express your true feelings about shit. Like, I don't agree with that. And people just put so much pressure on these influencers.
This all made me realize the time in my life when I was overweight actually does trigger the fuck out of me.
I gotta know stuff.
And it's not the body and the way that I looked that triggered me. It's the painful mindset I was stuck in that I do not want to be reminded of. My whole childhood and early adulthood, I felt very trapped and powerless in a body and a mind that I hated. It wasn't my physical appearance. I thought it was. It was really feeling like I had no control over my life and what that perception did to me. And now whenever I feel powerless, I say jarring shit to myself to snap me out of an old mentality and look for empowerment.
Okay, so I get what he's saying, right? He's saying when he was overweight, he didn't like the fact that there were certain things he couldn't control. Like, for example, a brand that makes clothing that wouldn't fit him. He says that was like a trigger for him. It's more of the mindset rather than the physical appearance. But then on the flip side, you should be able to kind of guess that other people who maybe are overweight might have different triggers, like stuff like this, with clothing brands that won't create clothes that fit them. And it might just not be a mindset thing at that point. It might be a physical appearance thing. Like, everyone's gonna have like different feelings about their body, and it feels like he was just kind of completely insensitive to that in the original video. And to me personally, like I said earlier, the original video did kind of come across as a way of just like defending these big brands and saying it's almost like the consumer's fault or like the customer's fault that they're letting this bother them, which doesn't really make sense to me.
I never want anyone to feel uncomfortable or unsafe around me, ever. But the way that I said things in that video made a lot of you feel disempowered and criticized instead of feeling like I was looking out for you. And that's always my actual intent, and that'll sit right with me. So the video's gone. But not finding my size in things is something I deal with daily. I'm 6'7" and a size 16 shoe. Clothes are a pain in the ass. Shoes, rarely ever find. Bags, strap, rarely long enough. Doesn't fit over my body. But
I dated this guy who was 6'6", and to get through the doorway, he would like have to kind of. So 6'7" is crazy.
That's a situation for me that makes me feel very powerless is when my size is not made. And like I said, I say triggering shit to myself to look for the control I do have when I'm looking at things that make me feel disempowered.
Okay, so this is clearly a mindset that he likes to have from his own experiences. He's saying that he struggled over the fact that he doesn't have control over certain things, like what we're talking about here, and he likes to get rid of that mindset, right? He likes to change that up. So if that's the case, in the original video, I feel like it could have come across a lot better if he did it in a way of like giving advice and was like, look, this is something that's helped for me. I'm not going to let these big brands control my mood. I'm not going to give them my energy and fuck them, basically. But in actual reality, the video didn't really come across as advice, but it more came across as telling people to stop whining about it and stop being like a little bitch about it. Obviously, he didn't say that, but that's the energy it gives. But yeah, I mean, as you can tell, this video is definitely very different to the original video we watched.
Not everybody has my same relationship to this scenario or their same relationship to feeling powerless. And I don't like that my shit made a lot of people feel hurt. That's my thing to deal with.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like the video would have came across a lot better if he was just talking from his own perspective and wasn't almost like telling people what to do and telling people how to feel. Like if he genuinely did just make the video from his own perspective and said, this is how I feel about it. This
that when you talk, it is from your perspective though. So we're talking semantics at this point. To be like, well, you should have said it this way. No, when you're talking, automatically, this is my opinion and this is how I feel about this. I'm not telling you to do shit. This is just how I feel about the situation. Of course, I might say you or why are you, but I'm not talking directly to you. I'm just giving my opinion on the situation. Like, is that not common sense?
I do to help this mindset that I have. I don't think many people would really have a problem with that. But I mean, the moment you start telling people exactly how they should feel, it's never going to go that well, is it?
I actually do want to say thank you to everyone who voiced their opinion and told me how hurt you were by this because it really made me reflect. When people say I'm hurt, that's my wake-up call of like, you did something, because that's never my intent. So instead of sitting here and saying I'm sorry, because those are just words and they don't do anything for anybody, I'm going to give you my word that I'm going to continue to do any work necessary to make sure that you always know and feel that I'm looking out for you.
Okay, good. I'm glad he's doing that. Cool. Good for him and his audience. If you take offense to someone's opinion when they're not talking directly to you, then that is a you problem. And you can call it insensitive, call it what you like, but these are the facts. If I don't fucking know you, I'm not talking to you specifically. So if you are getting triggered by some shit that's coming out of my mouth based on my own opinion, that's on you. That's because that's triggering an insecurity in yourself and you're applying it to your own life. That's something you have to work on. I'm not gonna apologize for that when I wasn't talking to you. I don't fucking know you. When I'm talking, I'm speaking about my opinion about these situations. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't be doing shit. I'm saying if I'm being like, oh, what's the point of getting mad at da-da-da? I'm not saying you shouldn't get mad. Do what the fuck you want. I don't care. I'm saying that I think it's ridiculous to get mad. Hello, we gotta use our common sense. That's what I'm saying. That is my opinion. That I think it's ridiculous when people get mad. But I'm not telling you specifically what to do. I'm not talking about your particular body and your struggles that you've had with finding shit in your size. That is a you thing. And that ain't got nothing to do with me because I don't fucking know you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about my experience. I'm talking about my opinions. So you getting bothered by that, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not apologizing for that. I'm not walking on eggshells. I'm telling it how I see it, giving my opinion. My opinion ain't always right. Who cares what I think? At the end of the day, who cares what this bald head nigga think? If you don't agree with it, then cool. Keep it moving and do what you want. I don't understand. It's always uproar online and people want to get upset by shit that other niggas is saying. It's like, bro, grow up and go outside, touch some grass. You're not gonna agree with everybody, and that's okay. Keep it the fuck pushing. I'm tired of these people. This was just like, I feel like blown up for nothing. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want me to watch, and I'll see you on the next slide. Bye.